Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Into the Breach. Today, we're taking the secret squad out here. I am cautiously pessimistic because I just had a look at their abilities. So we have here our Techno Beetle, who dashes across the map, damaging and pushing the target tile. Obviously this is a very familiar attack. You may notice it does 1 damage. Then we have the Techno Hornet, flying a little faster. Throw needles at the enemy, pushing the furthest hit tile, which, implies that there are range upgrades available. But you may notice that it only does 1 damage. And finally, the Techno Scarab, who has a very familiar artillery attack. It's the artillery attack on the artillery mech from the very first team. And you may notice it only does 1 damage. So unless we can get some damage upgrades really, really quickly, I don't know how we're going to, having nobody capable of dealing 2 damage is going to make this very hard. But this is, this is what we were given. So I think I'm going to recolor these. We go to orange, black and orange maybe. My concern with them being the color that they were is that they'll be difficult to distinguish from Alpha Vec. Yeah, no achievements, we just got to win. So let's have at it. Let's bug out. Let's bug those Vec. Okay. Listen, jokes are hard. I've been up for a long time. So we are just trying to win. 3 islands, probably, is my guess, is going to be the way to go, as it usually is. But we'll reevaluate over time here. So, here we have 3 health, 2 health, 2 health, with the Blast Scion, who is a real bummer. Here we have 3, 1, 2, with the armor. Nope, we are not doing Armor Scion. In fact, the fact that the Armor Scion is here probably means we don't do RST this game. Although the Pinnacle Robotics Health Scion is just as bad, isn't it? And actually, that's 3 health, 3 health, 2 health, those Vex. So actually, Pinnacle is probably the one we're not doing. And this is 3, 1, 2. This is 1, 2, 3. So, all we really know is that we're not doing Archive first. Detritus is going to... The boss fight's probably not going to be too terribly difficult. We're good at killing things that have low health. Although, honestly, I don't think that the fight against the Scion leader is that difficult either. My concern here is just that when the Armor Scion shows up, if we can't kill it right away, we lose the ability to interact with the enemy. And we all have pushes, I guess. Yeah, alright, let's go for this first. We can use sand and stuff. I'm worried. Okay, let's have a look at what else is going on here. So we have Zakran here. Is this... It's just him, I guess. I was going to say this doesn't look like him because it doesn't have a big horn. But also, the model actually doesn't have a big horn either. I'm not sure what is being displayed here. Is this like a view slightly from below of one of these big, mandibular things? Anyway, he's a Vec. Normal pilots cannot be equipped. Loses 25 XP when the unit is disabled. Okay, so we don't lose our pilot, but he might go down a level and lose one of his traits, which we'll get eventually. Looks like they use reactors as normal. I assume we can get items, but every item is going to be wrong class because all of our mechs are cyborg class. So, yeah. Not awesome, but it means we will eventually be able to get some new items. Maybe some items that do real damage. And he gets an upgrade that lets him place smoke behind him. Okay, that's cool. And one that lets him do 3 damage. That's also very good. Alright, same deal with this guy. The needle shot, 1 damage and 1 push. Okay, his upgrades give range and damage at the same time. This first upgrade is bananas. And then this'll let you go to 3 and 3. Ah, man. Doing 3 damage to each of 3 spaces is actually, super good. And finally, the Techno Scarab can hit an additional tile. Does it? Yeah, it pushes back from the additional tile too. That's really interesting. And then 3 damage on the hits. Okay, we need reactors very badly. Do not kill the volatile Vec actually sounds really doable. I'm excited about this though. Any place that we have environmental hazards, anything that can help us get kills, we have to take very seriously. So the Techno Beetle can actually attack from basically anywhere, since he has a charge. So his position doesn't matter so much. You have 4 move and flying, and you're kind of a classic artillery guy, so we just want you to be in a position where you have access to a row and a column. Okay, first pod right away is cool, but unfortunately I don't think one reactor really does anything for us. You guys suck. Man, they almost could not have lined up in a worse way, huh? Actually, never mind. This is pretty good. We can do this. And then we just move this guy out of the way and block a spawn somewhere. That's all we really get to do. It's not bad, though. We're only going to have 2 enemies on the next turn. Less than 3 grid damage. Don't let stuff get blown up. I should probably have read the bonus objectives earlier. Okay, this smoke might be useful to us as well. Oh, please just jump to here. Aw. Okay, that was nice of him. So I think we're going to use this guy to block a spawn, right? You can just repair in place and also block. And you don't really have anything compelling to do. I guess just wait. Alright, we're not getting punished too harshly for our bad damage stats yet. I will say that everybody in the squad having both damage and a push is awfully nice. It gives you a lot of versatility. The plan is flexible. This is actually super awkward for me. Okay, so you're dead. You're going to help us block. I can't quite move to a spot where I could shoot here. I wanted to shoot here and then have the Techno Scarab push him up, or push him back into this. I guess we'll have to settle for shooting here. Would I rather free my Scarab? I guess it doesn't really matter. It totally does matter, because I can free my Scarab while doing 1 damage. And then we can just block a spawn, and only have to deal with a couple of enemies, one of whom is horribly wounded. I will say the electrical storm has been very kind, and the Vec have been very eager to stand in it. That's a big part of why we're doing so well here. Okay, we actually get to kill everything, right? That could certainly have gone worse. I really do think we'll be tremendously more effective after this first island, provided we can get out of it perfect. If we don't get out of it perfect, it'll probably short us a reactor, and that, honestly, I don't know, that could be really, really bad, actually. Okay, no gear, but we got a core. So what do we use this core for? We could pick up smoke behind, or we could pick up, like, move. Actually, we're super low on health as well. The thing is, I really want to stockpile reactors on this guy so that we can get both of his range and damage upgrades, but maybe we're not going to get another reactor before the end of the island, right? So this one doesn't need to go on this guy, because we can just put all the ones we buy at the end on him. We'll definitely be able to get this. So maybe I do pick up smoke behind, just give me a little bit of extra utility. Extra mobility would also be nice, but I think we're so low on ways to actually deal with enemies. Smoke sounds really good. Oh wait, the Terraformer. The Terraformer mission should be Should be very doable, I would think. So as always, we don't stand in the terraform squares, we stand next to them in the hopes that the Vec will go to places where we can terraform them. Ah, annoying. Well, we can't block any spawns. That looks like the only thing we can do is this. And then you just get pushed out. I guess maybe I should have fired just to set up the smoke. That's actually almost certainly true. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. Okay. Well... you can push this guy out again. Bad sequencing. Is this worth using a reset? Yeah, probably. It's going to mean an additional enemy spawning. Although, actually, there's no version of it that works well. So, right, the value of this move is that it kills this guy and prevents him from breaking the terraformer. But maybe... maybe the play is something else. Maybe what I do instead is drop the shot here. Pushes him into here, and then we terraform this way. Zakren can just charge out of this thing. And we can push this guy into the terraform as well? Yeah, that's gotta be right. Yeah, look at how good that is. And then you... oh, I guess actually there's no mountain here anymore, so we can just do that. It keeps me from ending up with my beetle all the way at one of the far ends of the map. Okay. Well, this seems very good. We can step the beetle over to here. He can block a spawn and absorb the shot, and he'll be fine. You push this guy up, and then we terraform up. All right. Well, I think we are. I think we're good here. So let's see. We can only kill one of these. I guess we'll just move this guy out of the way. I think I want to focus XP on this guy as much as possible. You know, it is possible actually that we could get an extra reactor from a level up. I sort of forgot about that. But if we leveled somebody up and they got +1 reactor, they could actually activate one of their real upgrades. So I guess that's a reason it might have been right to put the reactor on him after all, or maybe just to hold it until we can get him leveled up. Because if he develops +1 reactor, then we could potentially have had the 2 range, 2 damage thing for the final fight of the island, which I'm sure would be very helpful. Well, defend the train sounds miserable. Disintegration flats sounds extremely doable. I think it's pretty important that we not miss out on the perfect island bonus here. I'm willing to sacrifice a star to gain 2 stars, potentially. especially because this is something we'll be thinking about very seriously afterward. Yeah, let's do disintegration flats before we make any more choices. Okay, this looks, yeah, this looks maybe doable. I suppose actually I should have left the flyer over here. Well, it looks like the seismic activity isn't going to be giving us much assistance. Okay, there's some good news here, right? I think it's a pretty okay start. It is nice that this charge doesn't do damage to the beetle, because I keep expecting it to. Yeah, this is not helpful to me. I think the island is messing with me. Okay, now that we've smoked that guy, we can just move the Techno Hornet here. Alright, so 3 blocks, another kill. This is a pretty good turn. Let's kind of move you over and get you ready. We're going to be very low on health afterward, though. It's possible I'm over-blocking here. This actually might not be good. Well, now we have to double block again, right? I don't actually have a choice. So we'll just bounce this guy off the mountain. I certainly can't have 5 enemies spawn. Well, they're playing along at least. Oh, this is inconvenient. I can't actually get a kill with this guy. Nor this, like, the only one I can kill is you? Yeah. Well, does it really matter who it gets? Or who gets it, rather? Yeah, it probably does. I probably would rather have the XP on this guy. Plus move and plus health are both going to be very relevant on him. And then you can push this guy around. That'll show him. Just remind him he's not in control of which square he stands in. Can you imagine how much his confidence will be shaken? He's going to be thinking about this later tonight in the burrow, deep in the center of the earth. Alright, well, we're holding it strong so far. We're almost leveled up here. We might be able to do this. High threat detected is dangerous, but also, I guess 2 stars and a power is not actually that different from 2 stars, so we should probably just try to defend the train. Yeah, alright. This is an ugly situation for the beetle. These buildings are in awkward positions. Or the scarab. Okay, well, that's easy enough to deal with. And there's no version of this where I get to block a spawn while killing this guy. No, okay. Yeah, we'll just drop him. So we can push him this way. and then use the Technoscarum to push him up to block a spawn. And I guess I'll just eat the damage. We can take one little hit. Oh good, the alpha spawned. Man, I wish you had one more move. If we could move here and then do the charge with the smoke cloud behind, that would be really cool. Actually, this is a real problem. How are we gonna deal with this? We can't push him off. You know what? I think I have to make this work. Which is to say that I need a push. Okay, so we have to move you to here and do this. Smoking killed that guy. And then... Alright, that's okay. We're going to have a lot of enemies to deal with next turn, though. Mercifully, not all of them are interested in the train. Okay, and the ones that are interested in the train are being interested in the train in a way that doesn't actually require me to kill them, just to move them slightly. So... the three things we need to do are move this guy, move this guy up or down, move this guy to this side, and move this guy to this side. Unfortunately, we can't actually do those three things. The Techno Hornet is way out of route, or way out of where he needs to be. So... yeah. In fact, the Techno Hornet cannot do anything of value at all. Which means we're just going to lose these buildings. Right, obviously we're not losing the train. Yeah, that is what it is. Trying to figure out if that's actually true. Is there any way... No, the Techno Hornet basically just doesn't get to participate in the turn. Especially with the Shell Scion up, there's actually no way I can do damage to that thing at all. So, we just do this. Nope. This. Followed by this. And that's it. That's all of the stuff. You know, actually, given that I expect this building to die anyway, we should just do this push to get the XP for killing this guy, because otherwise I'm not going to get any kills this turn. And this is... yeah, it's enough to get us a level. Yeah, same losses, but a level up on one of our pilots before the final mission. Seems like a pretty good trade-off. You should almost always take a trade of nothing for something. What did we actually get? We got reactor. Man, if I had thought ahead, we could have had +1 range, +1 damage. Well, let's take move. Let's try to always be able to get to where we need to get to. I'm very disappointed in myself for not having thought ahead enough about this. And that said, the smoke behind has already saved us. In fact, there was literally no other way, as far as I could see, for us to stop that that Firefly from attacking on that turn, so maybe it's best I did this. Alright, let's go. Scion Abomination, Corporate Tower. We've almost got a perfect island here. We're right on the cusp of it. I don't think we're going to be able to manipulate enemy targeting in any real way. Alright, so this guy gives +1 health, +1 regen, and death explosions. This is handy, though. Right, he doesn't regen himself, right? All other Vec. Yeah, so if we just light this guy up a little bit. And then Techno Beetle. I'm just going to go ahead and endure the 1 explosion damage here. Well, alright. That was about as easy as that gets. And they are mostly not very interested in actually killing the buildings, which is helpful. So let's see here. We can push this guy off axis while blocking a spawn. I guess I probably could have done that from this side and made him block the spawn, but doing that would mean my Hornet was way out on the edge of the map, and we've certainly had problems related to that kind of thing before. Oh, I did screw this up a little bit though, didn't I? I could probably have charged this guy into this column so he'd kill that, and then fired my Techno Scarab shot from this space. As it is now, I can't perform that charge. I can charge to block a spawn. I'm debating whether that's worth the reset. It might be, it might be. I'm gonna do the charge from here so that we leave the smoke cloud in front of the building. We're not gonna do the reset. So unfortunately, now we end up with a lot of guys who have 1 health. Definitely do that. If we push this guy 1 space this way, he'll kill that guy for us. Although I could just kill that guy myself. We'll do it this way. So we're only getting 1 additional enemy spawn. Everybody lives to the final turn. And it looks like we're going to make it off the first island at least. You know, that's something. Oh no, somebody clued in the Alpha Firefly about how the victory conditions work. Well, the 3 of us can gang up and kill this dude. No, not really. Actually, because we have to use 1 attack to get rid of the Firefly. So... is it still possible to kill him? I think the answer's no. We could push the Firefly down using anybody except the Techno Beetle. And then we could smack this guy into him from behind twice, except we can't use the Techno Beetle to do that because he's all the way off here in the corner. So no, actually we cannot get a kill. We can get close. We can do this. We would have been able to get a kill if I had allocated my reactors appropriately. You know, I think given about 10 more turns, we could finally have killed that Alpha Firefly. This would cost 3 reactors to power. I really don't think we can do that. Yep, and we gotta take him because he's 2 reputation. And then it is probably the shock cannon, which we are just using as a reputation bank. And 3 reactors. I think we really need reactors. Okay, so the first thing we do is install one here. Go +1 range, +1 damage, and then the question is, do we install the other 2 here as well? As move and health. And then with our first reactor from the first time pod we encounter, finish off the range and damage, or should we diversify a little bit? Nope, I'm doing it. Toxitizzle is the king of this team. He is our most important member. Okay, so I've already forgotten what I was doing. I think we were planning on Detritus 3rd? Now, Detritus does now show burrowers. I do really dislike burrowers. Maybe we're not doing Detritus at all because of that. A little worried about Pinnacle. But you know, Pinnacle still has all the freezy stuff. Like, Pinnacle has missions that are easy. As much as I'm worried about bonus health Vec. At least when the bonus health Vec is up, or the bonus health Scion, you can still work on the enemies. Yeah, you know what? Why don't we do Pinnacle 3rd and Archive now? I'm thinking the thing that was added here was spiders. I guess this is the 223 island. They all have kind of frustrating assortments of Vec now. We actually have the damage to be able to kill stuff a little bit. And kill stuff a little bit. My main concern here is that the Blast Scion is going to be a real problem until we can kill it, and because it has 2 health, it's going to necessitate the use of our Hornet in most cases. I guess if it comes up near an obstacle, we could kill it with anybody by pushing it into that. Yeah, sorry I'm so indecisive here. This I think this is a tough choice. You know what, the Vec are lower health here. We'll have more bonus damage by the time we're ready for the 3rd island. Yeah, let's go Archive Inc. next. So, Archival Flats. Defend the train, protect the defense lab. We need that reactor. You can put you over here. You get a nice charge across. We're not really going to be able to generate much in the way of traps. I would expect that both of these guys are just going to run onto the tracks, which is annoying, but they don't really have any other options. Oh, really? A pod incoming too? Okay. So we could push this guy back and then just drop an artillery shot here to push the Scion into his path and get a little bit of bonus damage over here. Yeah, we can mostly just like soften him up. So it doesn't... I have the option of not pushing. which obviously is not a thing we want to do right now, but is an option for later. Okay, and then we can just do this charge, get a little bit of damage racked up, get ourselves a spawn block. We have a spider incoming, which is inconvenient, but probably something we can handle. Wow. That's a really dense group of enemies. Well, we can kill both of these guys with the Techno Hornet now, but it has to be freed. Wait a second. We can't protect the train. Right, because I have to use an attack to free the Techno Hornet. And then the Techno Hornet has to kill both of these guys, and then this guy's stuck and we can't do anything about this. So there's no version of this where I get to... Yeah, there's no version of this where I get to kill everything. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. What if I have the Techno Hornet fire here instead? This kills this kills the spider spawner, which is irrelevant, but it frees our guy down there. Yeah, which means that he could then... Yeah, it's still not possible. The problem is that each of these guys requires an actual action to free. We can't free them sort of incidentally as the result of another action that is also helpful. Which means that we only have one actual action left, and we have two enemies that have to be stopped with that one action. But I'm going to sit here and think about it for a minute longer. See, part of the problem is that this spider is actually killing us. Because if that spider wasn't there, I could do this shot, which would free our Hornet, and push this guy back far enough that he's not a danger to the train anymore. Yeah, we can't stop the damage. Any attack that lets me free the Scarab, or any attack that lets me free the Beetle, will allow me to solve either one of these problems. Any attack that lets me free the Hornet will allow me to solve either one of these problems. Well, this problem, mostly. If we fire here, we get to free our Beetle. But again, he can only solve one of our problems, and then the... this is a tough one. Do I still have my reset? I do. Sadly, I don't think there's anywhere that it does anything here, so we just don't get a perfect island, which, on the whole, is probably going to cost us roughly one reactor. It's not actually the end of the world. One reactor is a steep price, but it's certainly not game-losing. Sometimes. There are definitely some times when it would have been. So yeah, the train's dead. We have no problem protecting the defense lab or the time pod. At least not currently. What is the best version of this? It's probably the one where the Techno Hornet kills both of these guys, right? Wait a second, I just saw it. Somebody has been screaming at me for 10 minutes now, but I just saw it. If we do this version of the shot, no, that still doesn't work. We still lose the perfect island because the time pod gets destroyed. This does allow us to keep the train alive, but because of the position of the time pod, it still costs us our perfect island, and actually, costing us the perfect island by losing the time pod is way worse than costing us the perfect island by losing the train. Well, I guess it's actually 1 star worse, but it's still worse. It was so close. Thought I had it for a second there. I'm sure that there is a way, and somebody will help me out with that in the comments. But man, I don't see it. So there's no version of this that is better than... There's no version of this that is good, basically, what it comes down to. So we can kill the cocoon while freeing the Techno Hornet, or we can kill the spider while freeing the Techno Hornet. You don't think either one of them is especially better than the other? Alright, we do that. We do this. Then the train gets dead, and that is what it is. Oh, it didn't actually cost us both of the stars. I've never let the train get damaged before. I assumed that it died in one hit. Okay, so that was only a 1-star failure at least. And we have a pretty easy go of it from here. Yeah, perfect island lost, but we lost 3 stars there, basically. Losing the time pod would be losing a core and 2 stars, which obviously is worse. Oh hey, we got a pilot. So our pod had a core and 2 stars in it. And we got plus HP on our beetle, which is actually probably the place where plus HP is the most useful. Okay, so we have this. We now have a supercharged Hornet. I wonder if we should take the plus move on him again, or we should probably start installing on more people. So we could put this core in here, but he's not going to get plus 2 damage before the end of the island. He's not going to get another level up. I suppose it is possible that we find another time pod, right? You can sometimes get 2. Or we could put it here and it could be immediately useful as plus 1 tile of damage, but I don't actually know how often this is good. It's also plus 1 tile of pushing. Yeah, you know what? It's probably worth it for that. Because it's probably not that often the case that we will get 2 hits with it, but pushing it from the second tile could actually be useful. Alright, I think we could probably do this. Block Vex spawning 3 times. We're probably not going to be able to affect targeting very much. Yeah, there's something, an itch at the back of my brain that tells me that I saw a better solution that I didn't actually see, if you know what I mean. Well... Oh no! This is already coming back to haunt me. Yeah, I can't free myself from this egg anymore. Well, I can have the Techno Beetle do it. It's not awesome. But it is kind of important, actually, that we be able to move the Hornet down. So, yeah. Well, actually, I think I want to move this guy down more than I want to hit him. Because our Hornet can do stuff like this now. We did not actually get a block there. It's really important that we get blocks. Stop webbing me. Okay, so he's dead already. How do I want to deal with this? The enemies have actually done a really good job of positioning themselves such that I can't use the Beetle's charge to get a block anywhere. It's cold-blooded, man. So the Hornet can... If I free the Hornet can stand here and kill this guy. The Beetle, sadly, does not quite have enough move to deal with this. But if this stuff was all gone, the Beetle could stand here. Unfortunately, I guess, if I use the Beetle to free the Hornet, then the Hornet... No, I can't. Never mind. I was going to say, the Hornet could stand here still, but it has to be the Scarab who does it, because the Beetle can't do it without dealing a damage to the Hornet, which would make him unable to stand on the spawn. So I guess what that means is that the Scarab has to be the one to deal with this. No, the Scarab has to be the one to deal with this, right? The Hornet has 4 move, he can handle that guy. Yeah, the Scarab has to be the one to deal with this, because he's the only one who can do it without... Or it doesn't... Hold on. Does it matter at all? I can just do this charge down here. Kill this guy with the Hornet, but then I get no spawn blocks. And we actually really need one. And if I push this guy onto a spawn block with the Scarab, it makes this guy not die. And I can't push this guy onto the spawn block with the Beetle without killing him, which makes him not block the spawn. Yeah, there's just no way for me to block any spawns this turn then. This is turning out to be even more difficult than I thought it was going to be from just looking at the squad on the screen. So if we don't get any spawn blocks this turn, what are the odds that I can make sure there are 3 Vec next turn for me to spawn block? I can kill this guy. This guy dies. I can kill this guy very easily. We really can't kill this guy. Or no, I totally can. So, like, we have to kill as many things as possible, right? We have to kill everything. Which we totally can do. Okay, there'll be three Vec to block. What did you get on your level up? A reactor. That's beautiful. Yeah, there'll be 3 new spawners to block, I'm sure. It does tremendously limit our options. Nope, there aren't. Okay. Well. we had 3 spawns come up on the previous turn when there was 1 enemy left. We can't get 3 spawns on a turn where there were 0 enemies. Well, I mean, I guess our perfect island was already gone, so I guess it's sort of not the end of the world. Sure does suck, though. How do I want to deal with this? We want to try to get this guy into here, right? So if we have the Techno Hornet, just push him into there. That frees you to move out and do something else, like just push this guy off. And then we can use... Yeah, I think that's the right sequence. Unfortunately, we can't block the spawn because I don't have the health. And you don't have the movement necessary to deal with this. Well... that's something, I guess. Yeah, this is not going that well. It's alright, we've recovered from worse, I think. Alright, I don't think this is too bad of a situation, actually. Right, we can do this. It actually solves all of the problems all at once, which is nice. And then we want the Techno Hornet to get his level up most. But also, he's not going to have any problem getting kills. So let's rack up a couple for this guy. Solid air support there, guys. Really helpful. That sounded more sarcastic than I meant it to be. Alright, so +1 reactor. Probably move for right now, but obviously we're headed toward plus damage. And do not kill the volatile Vec and protect the clinic. I guess we're probably going to end up doing both of these. Let's break the dam. I like this one. I like to break the dam. So we want to try to bait... Let's see, you have 3 move. Yeah, so we want to try to bait the scorpions into standing in the river spaces. I guess we could probably swap these two. Alright, so they both have a target available to web up. Okay, he stopped there too. And the Hornet is the one who actually breaks the dam, and he's not webbable. Alright, I think that's a fairly good start. Of course, we can only block 1 spawn. I don't know, that might come in handy at some point. Well, we cannot unfortunately just stay in place and block. The Techno Scarab's going to have to actually move off of this square in order to shoot that guy into somewhere safe. Would I rather do it with somebody else? Yeah, I mean, we should do it with the high damage guy. Okay, that makes it much more likely that we'll be able to kill him next turn. Like I said, there's going to be no shortage of kills for the Hornet, so we should try to take kills on the other guys when we can get them. Can I push him into that space, or will he... Okay, that counts as blocking terrain. That's good to know. I think we can do... Actually, I suppose... I'd better kill this thing. Because otherwise we actually can't kill this guy without losing power. You don't have enough move, though. He's not going to be able to go around and hit this. Oh, no, it'll be fine. Because once we've pushed him back a space, he'll be able to charge it while smoking the Alpha Hornet. There, so now he just takes this little hit, and that's not a big deal. Okay, there we go. You know, that smoke behind upgrade has been very good to us. So yeah, we almost certainly want to do this next. We really, really need stars. We're going to have at most 7 stars at the end of this island. Although we do have pilots to sell as well. The Voltovec has 3 move, and it would be best if it wasn't close enough to web anybody. And this guy's going to web a building of some kind, because he doesn't actually have a choice. Alright. Oh, no, he's totally in range of that, isn't he? Well, that's easy enough to deal with. And in fact, we can use him to block a spawn. We're definitely taking care of this guy. Yeah, we just have to not let him die. He can take a little bit of damage. That's no big deal. Okay, well this seems pretty easy to clean up. It's a little bit of a shame that we can't block any spawns ever. We just don't have the range, unfortunately. But I mean, as long as we're killing enemies, that's almost as good. This is an issue. How do we deal with that? Well, if we use the Scarab to free... Yeah, I guess we can do a push. That's fine. If we use the Scarab to free our buddy here. I think this is the best way to do that. We can do this. It'll do 1 more damage to the Volatile Vec. That'll be fine. And there's that level up. This would move. Not bad. Not a bad pull. We can't actually prevent this, I think. I can kill this guy. Right, we free the Techno Hornet, then push this guy down into the Voltovec. But no, that's not... Yeah, that is true. I was gonna say we could charge out from here, but in fact we cannot. There's smoke in that space. But we only have to take 1 building damage. Could fire right here. Does that leave me any way to deal with the Scarab? I don't think so. Yeah, the Techno Beetle's just... he's too far out of the level to provide any assistance. Yeah, you show him. Listen, Dewey, if it makes you feel any better, there's another one just like it in every other timeline. That probably doesn't help very much for him. Okay, well, this was not a great island. We lost 2 stars in our perfect island bonus. And the Beetle Leader's not exactly a pushover. Although, our souped-up Hornet is really powerful. So, we could drop a shot right here. We could push this guy out to the side. We could have the Techno Beetle charge him. We could actually probably just kill him right now, huh? The Beetle charge also wipes out the other guy's attack because of the smoke. And then if you come down here and you slam him into the mountain, yeah, he dies to burning damage before his turn. That does put us all on the same side of the map, but it's probably worth it for getting rid of this very dangerous enemy right away. Man, enemy density is becoming an issue. Okay, well, we can cope with it for now, at least. So you get to kill that thing. We get to do this, which is a spawn block and everything. That's very good. Aiming this is still kind of awkward for me. We can do that. And then the Hornet just gets to kill something. I guess it has to be this, right? Nope, never mind. Can't do that. So in fact, it cannot be that. We take 3 building damage, or 2 building damage. Killing the spider spawner is probably worthwhile. I think it's better than dealing 3 damage to this guy. I'm going to set the maximum number of spaces on fire, just in case, you know, that might be useful later. Okay, well, it's pretty bad. The Hornet can kill this guy. There's no version of this where we don't take a ton of building damage. I guess this guy actually only has 1 health. That's right, we could charge here. We can use the Techno Scarab to push this guy again. We can kill this guy pretty easily with the Hornet, but we take a damage, and there's ways around this, right? We could use... No. I was going to say we can maybe use the Techno Scarab to deal with both of these guys at the same time, but we can't on account of that guy has 4 health. We could use the Techno Scarab to... If it was closer to here, there's some way, right, to... There's actually not. He would have to be in the space the corporate tower is in to get this shot, which would push both of these guys out. So... yeah. Spiderling deals damage to us, and I don't see a way of stopping it. The attack order? Okay, this guy does have to be killed because he goes first. Alright, you have to do this thing from back here, otherwise the push does not go in the right direction. So we take a grid damage and then end up with 5 enemies, 2 of which are Alpha Hornets that have no damage on them. It's going to be a rough final turn. Okay, actually it's not going to be a rough final turn. They've made this fairly easy for us. Probably out of pity. What is the way I want to do this? Just kill this guy. Man, this Hornet's real good now. Yep, would have reset the turn, but don't have to. But yeah, obviously that was very silly of me. We charge this way because we can't actually kill this guy, and it doesn't matter. And then can't actually kill the spider either. And I only do 1 damage. Only doing 1 damage really sucks. But hey, we made it out. Barely. Limping. 2 power, not nearly enough reputation. Pretty short. Pretty short on all of the things that we need to survive. This one might be a loss. You know, it might take me a couple of games to get okay with these guys. So we can sell Silica off. End up with 9, which we take just as cores. Like, we probably need to take it as... Oh, I have this, too. So the boosters are in any class weapon, but any class means any class except Cyborg. That said, we still might buy them. It would be a handy thing to have. Especially for the Beetle, who sometimes, like, doesn't have a real play. Right, so we buy... Okay, let's buy 2 cores. Install both of those cores here. Alright, this guy is way more effective now. And then I kind of think in order to stand a real chance, we can't buy another reactor. It's just too difficult. Although if I don't buy another reactor, I'm not going to be able to use the boosters anyway. But we can have them ready for the first reactor we get on the next island. Alright, so we're buying these. The question is, 3 grid power or a reactor core? Do I think that I'm going to be able to survive without buying power? It would certainly be a lot better if I did, right? Man, plus reactor plus move might have been the best possible roll for this guy. I think we're going to take the reactor, and I'm just going to try to play well. And I just heard that noise that all of you made. Hey, come on, have a little faith. Yeah, alright. That is it for that. So, it's also it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see if we might have to, might have to give this a second try. And we'll see you then.